Hey there, this is EduTip 28, where I'll be talking about why you should be moving your hands more while you teach. EduTips is a side project of the Cult of Pedagogy podcast where I share one quick idea to make your teaching better. This is Jennifer Gonzalez, and I am your host. EduTip 28 is sponsored by Class Composer. Is your elementary school still creating class lists with paper cards or sticky notes? Are you tired of wasting hours trying to balance classes? Class Composer offers a streamlined solution for making well-informed student placement decisions in less time. Their intuitive, color-coded interface displays academic levels and behavior ratings at a glance, while automatically managing student separations. Moving a student to another class instantly updates your totals. No more erasing or recalculating on whiteboards. Class Composer can help you visualize all the data to ensure the formation of equitable classes. Over 400 schools have already made the switch from paper to their digital solution. Visit cultofpedagogy.com/classcomposer to transform your student placement process. So today's EduTip is add gestures to strengthen learning. There's a lot of research showing that adding gestures to instruction improves the quality of our learning. And the cool thing is, including almost any kind of gestures makes a bigger positive difference than no gestures at all. Here are just a few key points from the research. 1, when we produce gestures along with our speech, we tend to recall that information better. 2, when teachers use their hands while explaining topics, students understand more and remember more of the content. So if you tend to talk with your hands, that's a good thing for your students' learning. 3, gestures have been found to improve comprehension in all ages, including adults, contrary to earlier research that suggested it benefited younger children significantly more than older children or adults. Now, even though the research shows that any gestures at all have some positive impact, certain types of gestures tend to make an even bigger difference. So let's look at the 4 types of gestures that have been identified by people who study nonverbal communication. The first is iconic gestures, which represent the physical thing itself, like if I made a shape of a circle with my hands to represent a circle. The second is metaphoric gestures, which represent an abstract idea with a physical gesture, like making a fist to represent the idea of strength. The third is deictic gestures, which are made when we point at or gesture toward the thing we're talking about. So the movement itself doesn't have any inherent meaning. And then beat gestures. These are movements we make to emphasize our speech, like making little karate chops in the air as we say important words. These also have no inherent meaning. Although all 4 types of gestures can improve learning, iconic and metaphoric gestures, which have a semantic relationship to the concepts they're describing, have a stronger impact than deictic or beat gestures. So when you're planning instruction, think about ways you can add more of these meaningful gestures when you present information and have your students do them as well. Here's an example of how I'm using this principle in my own learning. I recently took a part-time job as a server in a Japanese restaurant, and a few menu items are still giving me trouble. I need to learn these words so I can find them faster when people order them and I have to put them into the computer. So the 3 words are una, which is the word for eel, ika, the word for squid, and gesso, which means the squid tentacles. So I'm making up 3 iconic gestures for these based on eel and squid videos I've watched on YouTube. And you can see these gestures in my Instagram video that I made for this EduTip. So I'm just going to repeat them over and over again until I remember what these words mean. You can do the same thing with your students. Make up gestures or have them help you create some to represent key terms in your curriculum, especially those that are harder to remember. And add these gestures into your class time. Maybe just have students do them with you anytime you do them, or set aside a minute every day where you say a word and students have to do the movement, just to reinforce the connection between the physical action and the idea. That's your tip for this time. You can find a written version of these tips at cultofpedagogy.com/edutips. Now go forth, make thoughtful choices, and teach.